Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we are going to take another hike. Zen has found a mud puddle. Yeah, it's been raining. This is the 6th day here in Utah. We've had rain. It rained a lot, but it just rains every day. It may rain for 20 minutes, and 2 hours later, rain another 15 minutes. So, which is good. But today we're going to take a hike through these trees. This is where we took last time. We went to the Virgin Rim Trail. But today we're going to go up to the Navajo Lake Loop Trail, which is up the same pathway. All right, we just got to go up here about 50 feet. Not too bad. Zen's got to smell all the new bushes. Anything that's came by, he's going to pick up on it. But there's where we're headed for. Navajo Lake Loop Trail. So we're going to go back to the east, head back down towards the dam, the dike, and we'll go from there. We went back to the west, which is that way. We were to go back to the end of the lake. The lake's only about 5 to 6 miles long. It's not a real big lake, and it's just fed by springs. Right now the water's down pretty good, so it's even shallower than it was before. Hey, come on, we're gonna go this way. Well, there's the sign that I rebuilt. Remember in the last video, I rebuilt that and repainted it. So now the trail runners, bikers, and walkers know exactly what trail they're on. All right, we're gonna go this way. You definitely see it's been used for biking trail. And this just skirts the top of the upper loop of my campground. We'll get up here, we'll show you some pictures in a minute. There we go. Like I said, there's the campground right down there. We're not too far away from the campground. Someone's made him a Bigfoot habitat. Look at there. That's the first time I've noticed that. Made a little lean-to out of logs, but I bet you whenever this campground gets open this week that it's going to be probably found and either made into a bigger lean-to or taken down for firewood. And this Navajo Lake Loop Trail circles the entire lake, so it's almost 12 miles loop if you go the whole distance from end to end, loop to loop. We're gonna have to jump across this puddle of water. Once again, a lot of dead trees. These are aspen trees here, the white one bark. A lot of new aspens growing up since the pines have been dying out. And here's an aspen tree. This is some of the aspens. I didn't realize they grow this tall, but this one is pretty tall. It looks kind of like a palm tree. Like, where's the leaves at? They're way up there. And not a leaf or branch in between. You can see where they were at one time, broken off, etc. Well, there's the view of the lake behind us. And we're going to continue on walking the dog. See if we can find any wildlife on this walk today. Maybe we'll see a deer or something, or osprey. There's a picture of the lake. You can see between the trees, a couple tents down there. And down below is our concrete guy working on the concrete for the new campground. Nice sunny day. Started out this morning with not a cloud in the sky. We've had a couple rains already. That's just where it's been going, but that's fine. Pretty nice trail, easy to find, easy to walk on. Good for bikers because there's not very many rocks in it. A couple of tree roots here and there, and a couple of little rocks, but nothing crazy. And we'll just kind of let you guys walk for a minute as we're walking, and we'll catch you up down the trail. Anything exciting comes along, we'll pop back in here with the video. Until then, we're going to keep walking and see you guys further down the trail. More of the trail. I like how all these aspen trees ahead of me are all leaning over the edge. That's kind of cool. Grove of aspen trees. Remember this, as I said, these are all grown near your roots, which means they're all tied together. So all these aspen trees could be on one root system. I kind of like how they're, it's like poles and they're all leaning off to one side. Kind of cool. And so far, no one has scratched their names or marks on the aspen tree bark, because it's really easy to do on this. If you've been around an aspen tree, you know that's really smooth and easy to carve your initials in, but don't do that. A lot of aspen trees. This is all nothing but aspen trees, this whole section. You can see where the old pines used to be. They cut them all out. Right down there is the road, and then the lake on the other side. So we're pretty close. We're going to walk down that way in a few minutes. There's a big oak pine tree there at one time. Okay, we've reached the trailhead here. Dike Trail, Navajo Lake Loop Trail. We came down that trail, Dike Trail, the other night when we were on our walk from the Virgin Rim Trail, but today we're going to go down towards the actual dike itself, which is across the road. So let's go, bud. This way. We're going to walk along the lake on the way back. You can have plenty of water to drink. There's the road. This is Navajo Lake Road. And right across there is the trailhead, Navajo Lake trailhead. So we're going to work our way across the road here in just a minute. Yep, Navajo Lake Loop trailhead. I have not been down this way walking it. I've been driven by it several times, but not walking it. Let's see what the sign says. Limited use area, no camping. Everything on designated routes only. Cross-country motorized prohibited. No camping. U.S. Department of Agriculture. Right ahead of us is the dike and boat ramp area. So let me slow the dog down here because he's dragging me down the hill. Hold on, buddy. Hey, slow down a bit. I got to get behind you here. I must smell another dog somewhere. Yeah, there's a dog down on the beach. Actually, the dog's in the water right now. Down there. So we're going to walk on down here towards the dike. And we'll talk a little bit about this dike when we get down here. But it's kind of like a day use area. Sit up and picnic. Drive down here and set your vehicles up and then hang out on the water. And above there, across the lake, up on the hill, is that bare spot. That's the overlook for the lake. We had a video we took when we came back with the bus off of that. So, and they mean nobody parking on the beach. Now, these rocks are placed in strategic places. We're gonna walk on down here. So I've never been down this way before walking, so we're gonna see what it looks like. Zen found him a pup. She just snuck up behind him. He had no idea he was behind her. He was behind him until he got right up on behind her. I'm sorry, behind him. Maybe she'll go back to her family back there. There you go. Go join the water, girl. Come on, buddy. Little school of minnows going by. Here comes some more. There's probably a muskie out there somewhere. I've seen some right over there. Some water rippling. This has muskie in it, so they actually get, I think, pretty good size. Here comes some more of them. Look, there's a whole mess of them. It's just like they're non-stop. They're on a mission. And down over there at that end is the lava fields. A lot of lava rock. Everywhere. Goodness gracious. Uh, Gosh. All the joys of a drooling dog. Man, he drools like crazy. Anyway, yeah. Get back to our video, not on the drooling dog. He drools and drools. Um, just to clarify, the last video, we were on the Virgin Rim Trail looking for a certain tree. Well, it didn't happen. Don't know where the tree is. It's not on our section of the trail. The Virgin Rim Trail is about 30 plus miles long. If you go on Wikipedia or Google, you just type it in and it says a quarter mile on the trail. To the left is largest fir tree remnants. It doesn't say where, what part of the trail. So I asked some rangers. They didn't know where it was. Don't really know where it's at, but maybe we'll find it. But right now we're at the lake. Navajo Lake is behind me. This is the dike I was talking about. We saw a little spillway. The water runs across it. This lake is spring fed. There's no rivers or creeks running into it. It's all spring fed from the mountains and underneath. And the other side of the dike, which is right over here, is the water that feeds Cascade Falls. That's where the lava tube is, and it goes about 4 miles back into the mountains, and it comes out as Cascade Falls. The reason the dike is here, from what I understand and what I read, is this lake is only like 25 feet deep in the most. It's not really deep. And right now it's really shallow. Um, it's way down. The water would probably be up at the top of the rocks usually. So the water would be flowing pretty good, especially after a snow melt. So it's down a lot right now. And if that dike wasn't there, then I have read that the water from the springs would just basically go right into the sinkhole and feed Cascade Falls, and the lake would basically dry up because until it fills back up again to put more water over the spillway into the sinkhole. So that is the story I read, and I think it's true. I've read it, confirmed it with some people, and that's what they said. But nice area today, and you can walk across right now. You can walk across to the other side. The spillway is really shallow, and there's some rocks on both sides that you can actually walk on. Probably pretty slippery, but you can walk to the other side where you might be able to see. There was a person behind me in the video back over there. I think they came from this side because there's no parking on the other side, or you got to come down the mountain to get to the lake. So we're going to go on. Our camp's only about a half mile back to the east. I'm sorry, west. We'll get it right direction. And Zen is laying here in the cool dirt on the bank. And we're going to just let him kind of enjoy for his minute. And then we're going to go walk on back to our camp. Enjoying the cool dirt. Yeah. It's not that hot, but you know, he's got that fur, so it gets warm for him. And we're walking down the beach, heading back to our camp. There you go. This lake is stocked with about 4 different kinds of trout and muskie. So they put in about 7,000 new fish this year, and people have been catching anywhere from 12 to 17 inches long trout. So they're pretty decent. Those are last year's fish, but there are a lot out there. And this lake does freeze over in the wintertime. I don't know how thick it gets, but I've heard people walking and ice fishing out there, so it's probably pretty decent. We're gonna walk back to the camp. As I mentioned before, this is the overlook that you can see from Highway 14, and you look down on the lake. What a nice day today. A little humid after the rain came through, but not very much. It's still only about 75 degrees, so it's pretty nice. I think this rain has helped the last few forest fires we've had in the area, which is good. Thank goodness for the firefighters. They need some relief and help get some of these fires under control. I know one thing you saw in my video, if a fire hit that upper loop with all the dead trees, that thing would burn for days. There's so much firewood up there, dead wood, it would burn for a long time. This area of the lake does have a couple of pull-offs off the road, so you can actually pull off pretty nice walkways down, and you can come fish, play in the water, do whatever you need, and they're free. Whereas my campground, I charge $10 for a day use because we're inside of a fee-based area. So we have to pay, we have to make money. Out there's a couple of paddle boarders going around and people fishing. And our campground's just straight ahead. There's a lot of rocks on this side. I didn't know there was as many rocks over here, but let me get to a higher place here. Yeah, our campground just right around that next little cove right there, little knoll. And back around over here, way back over there is the dike that we were just at. I can see part of that from my camp, but that holds the water back, and this section over here is just nothing but rocks. So, and a little deeper. And once again, millions upon millions of minnows. Look at them go. Yep, and just around this bend, and just like that, we're back at our beach, where it keeps growing grass on it. We'll call it a hayfield. It's getting pretty green. This is my area. And above in the trees are some old campsites that used to be there long ago. Sorry for the shakiness, but we're climbing over these rocks here. Yeah, we have made it back to our camp. And this section here was our old boat ramp we had, who knows when, 30, 40, 50 years ago? I don't know. It's been gone for a long time. There's the old concrete that goes out to the water and the pup. And you can see where the end of the concrete ends, and it gets deeper, it turns green like mossy right there. It's where the boats drop off, but it's no longer used, which is good. Because if its lake is real shallow, you couldn't hardly get a boat out on the water right now unless it's a kayak. All right, we're gonna head back to our bus. It is up there in the trees or in the camp. And it looks like we got some new people popped in. Well, that's good. One thing about camp hosting, there's always new people popping in every few days. So we'll go see and check them in. But there's the lake. Some pretty nice sunsets from that end in the evening.